VidCon, that's right, VidCon 23 is underway in SoCal. The convention brings together digital creators, fans, experts, and online content for 4 days of real face-to-face meetings. Edits Tianshan has this.
Digital content creators, fans, and industry experts have all come together in Anaheim, California for VidCon 2023 at the Anaheim Convention Center. The 4-day event is considered the biggest platform for promoting digital culture, and there's a huge variety of events for everyone involved. For thousands of creators here, this is an opportunity to find out about the latest technologies, gadgets, and trends. And frankly, it's quite fascinating to see the number of equipments and devices that were once only available to big television and broadcasting companies that are now made available to individuals and small-scale content creators. So with all its resources, VidCon aims to help creators to get to that next level, whether by growing their brand or enhancing their production quality, or by finding ways to amplify their outreach. And for the ordinary consumer of digital content, this is also a place where they can put a face to their favorite creators. In some cases, they get to meet them face to face and perhaps learn a little bit more about their personal stories. It's quite interesting to see some creators attending this event who may not be recognized by the mainstream media, but with millions of followers online, they're considered stars, and they have fans that fly across the country just to be able to meet them in person. And it just goes to show the scope of influence digital media has these days. The large crowds arriving at this year's VidCon are a testimony to the fact that digital media has been rising to its prominence, and that creators, consumers, and businesses are all here to ride the wave. It is Tianshan, CGTN, Anaheim, California.
Since U.S. lawmakers are debating a possible ban on Chinese-owned social media app TikTok, content creators are jumping into the other short-form video platforms like YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, Snapchat's Spotlight, so they make sure they don't lose their livelihoods in case there is a ban that really comes in play. These apps are actively, of course, courting the TikTokers, as we call them. Gosh, I sound young. Instagram, for example, pays creators based on how many times their content plays and generates rather than how much revenue they bring in. Meanwhile, ad spending on TikTok is growing still, the fastest of any social media platform. It's expected to hit 6 billion with a B by the end of this year. That is a 23% increase compared to last year. And for more on content creators and entrepreneurs, we go with our tech expert, Dan Ives, Managing Director for Equity Research at Wedbush Securities. You're laughing, I'm laughing. This doesn't make any sense to me, but people want to make short little videos of you doing whatever you do and make money off of it. So be it. There's nothing wrong with that. But these fans have their own convention, which I didn't even know until we did the story, that they have their own convention of a meeting, I guess, to talk to each other on how to make more content online. Are we in the middle of the future?
We are. I mean, we're talking about, you're talking about a $50, $60 billion business and growing. When you start talking about short form content, advertising's real. And ultimately, this is almost a tidal wave that's sort of changing, I think, content creation. You see ultimately who's coming here. I think this is really just the start of just a new wave. And of course, it's TikTok, but then you look at short reel, you look at YouTube, you look at others. And I think we're just seeing a massive shift right now in the advertising landscape.
I sat on a plane, and next to me was this superstar influencer, like the people you're seeing now on your screen, right? And she's telling me how important their fans are to them and how she's an influencer. And so I asked her, I go, well, how do you make money? And she's like, well, I don't make money. I help other people make money. I'm like, okay, well, how do you help other people make money? And her answer to me was, well, they get a lot of followers. They don't get any money for the content on this particular platform. I think it was TikTok. But she says they get paid by brands to showcase, their phones or their ties or whatever product they're showing off. I mean, they're just basically an ambassador, a paid ambassador for these brands, aren't they?
Well, that's what they are. I mean, and ultimately, this is no different than seeing some celebrity on some car commercial, especially within teen, tween demographics, a lot of times they're more recognized and associated than people you see in movies and TV, to many of them. And I think advertisers have picked up on that. And that's why we're not talking millions, we're talking with a B, billions. And that's why this convention, as well as also what's happened with TikTok, has definitely caused nervousness in terms of some of the worries in the U.S. ban situation. Content creators need to be one step ahead.
Yeah, I mean, do you think there'll be a ban on TikTok? I mean, I know it's been talked about, it's controversial, but I feel like there's going to be a lot of yelling and screaming, but at the end of the day, TikTok appears to be surviving because there are a lot of people that still rely on the actual platform.
Yeah, and I look, I think coming at, and I didn't mean you talk about, coming out of those initial hearings, it felt like there was a groundswell. Ultimately, I think a bit more grandstanding. I mean, we've spent a bunch of time in DC on this issue. It definitely seems like any sort of ban is much more in the future. I don't see that as a near-term issue.
So, okay, so you are an investor at heart. By the way, fantastic job on nailing some of this tech stuff on the AI, but they have pulled back recently. If we want to take advantage of this social media trend, the easy pick was probably Facebook 15 years ago. That has come and gone. So here we are today. I'm giving you my $100. What are our top 3 picks that we're going to take advantage of the social media economy? Is it the people who make the stuff? Is it the platforms? Or is it the fiber optics and the engines behind all the social media?
Well, first is chips with NVIDIA. I think that continues to sort of be the play there. Then it's ultimately who's hosting it from a cloud perspective. That's Microsoft. That's why that continues to be just a core AI play. And then when you look ultimately at Meta and Google, I think those are really the ones that are going to benefit when it comes to, what I really view as a fourth industrial revolution. This is an AI gold rush playing out.
I mean, some people are saying, look at the price earnings of Microsoft here and NVIDIA. They're both at basically all-time highs, not just from market cap, but also in terms of evaluation. You're going to jump in right now.
Look, my view is that this is a 1995 movement. In other words, not in 1999, 1995, star of the internet. It's an iPhone movement, 2007. And so ultimately, I think what we're really starting to see here is that these stocks could ebbs and flows. But I think the transformational growth names, you can't just put them in a one-year PE bucket. Otherwise, you would have missed Meta, Netflix, Amazon, Tesla, Apple, and others. And that's sort of my view, right? In terms of the transformational trends, you have to have, the ability to look out 3-4 years and make your bets on who the winners are.
Just real quick, 10 seconds, anything in China or Asia that you might look at, the Tencents of the world, the Alibabas of the world, do any of them perhaps could benefit from any of this?
I mean, I think they can. Look, Baba, in terms of the split, I think that was a smart move. That's probably the one I think most investors are looking at, just because strategically what they've done with the split and obviously changing CEO.
Dan, we love having you on. Thank you
Thanks,
very much.
Sam.